Alrighty, good evening, Defy 2 of the 4th Defy. I did go ahead and, I was reading through the crystal passives, and I went ahead and got the crystal passive D3, which is the one that slightly lowers your own turn rate. And, basically the tank one. Makes you a little tankier, makes you a little slower, but you know what? That's actually perfectly fine. And this is actually going to double up as both my Defy run and for the Shinryu for Lightning's intersecting wells. And that was like an okay little intersecting wells. I kind of feel like the only reason they brought it up was because there's like fireworks involved towards the end, and I'm just like, oh yeah, it's Independence Day here in the States. Happy America birthday. And this fight is, from what I remember, it's not very mechanic heavy at all. I think it's actually one of those fights that, it's kind of a joke fight for the most part. Like, it has nothing really going for it in terms of mechanics. Like, you see that one bar right there, that's like, I do believe that's Shinryu auras, and that's about it. So it's kind of a non-issue. And we did bring a little bit of off-turn team into Inferion and Beatrix, and not Lightning's here. My mind totally blanked there for a second. And Seven's here as well. I'm a little tired of it. It's been a long week. It's only gonna get longer. It's only gonna get longer. Oh yeah, the mechanics for this fight aren't super dense at all. I do believe there's HP poison that happens after a certain point, but I think that's about it. That's all that's all that this boss really offers for the most part. They will like start framing their buffs, or they will give themselves frame buffs after a little bit, but we do have a bunch of Dispel on our team. Beatrix herself is actually a pretty good Dispeller. Most of my calls do dispel at least on one button. Seymour on his LD. I did bring a Ferris call, and she dispels on her base call. And I did bring Pain along as well, or Pain is on Beatrix as well. So they have plenty of ways to dispel these nasty calls. They went ahead and buffed themselves. Balthier would have been a pretty interesting choice for this fight, but I decided to. I already used him for one of their Defys, so we're not going to go ahead and redo that because he's already locked in. And Seven's not going to have any issue reapplying Snake Bite because that comes off her EX, that comes off her skill 1. Plenty of ways to do that, And I don't think it matters which enemy I target here because I think it's roughly all the same at the end. And I think we are going to start getting HP poisoned here. Yeah, it's only a small amount. It's also another reason why I opted for Virion here, as opposed to like another off-turn attacker. Then, I really wanted to see how drastic the effects are for the red crystal. And it seems alright so far, Nothing super crazy just yet. Put that Snake Bite on once again. Okay, I think we have free skill right now. We do. Let's go ahead and AA. I don't think the lower turn rate affects the AA at all, so that's good. 7 is probably the fastest unit on the team at the moment. Here we'll just reapply that LDD bite. Well, I should have saved that for when that threshold proc the first time around, but it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, but that lightning intersecting wells, can't help but feel like they brought it up just for the firework part. It's like, oh look, fireworks. Independence Day, But you know what, if that's the only reason they brought it up, I'm totally fine with that. Little arbitrary reason like that, I'll take that. That's pretty neat. Just that they're paying attention to the calendar and all that. It's like, oh, what would be cool, a good fit, we just moved that up a little bit. That's probably what I would do in their position too, honestly. Like, just micromanaging, nothing better to do. I'm like, alright, what's gonna fit for the holidays and appeal to the Western audience? That's me. This game's appealing to us. Yeah, we're just gonna hope that these guys take a bunch of turns. We are still waiting on Beatrix's. We probably will go into her burst phase, but just to set up her BT effect while also having this one-turn buff, because that not going down is going to be super important. Then I think 7 does push herself up regardless of the turn rate down. Let's see. Okay, she didn't move herself up there, but I think she moved herself up here. Flurry. And we took like no damage there. Oh, well, we're not going to be taking any HP damage anyway, right? Because we have Beatrix's HP. Or her changed HP buff, so that's good. Yeah, these guys can take all the turns they want. It's not going to mean a thing. Yeah, and Viren's just going to make sure we stay nice and healthy because we are going to need to, you know, fulfill some HP requirements. I don't think it's that strict for this fight. I'll have to double check that right now. But it's also just another reason why I wanted to opt for the red crystal. I'm like, oh man, Therian plus Beatrix, that's a pretty good combo. Yeah, keep yourself nice and safe, nice and healed. 10,000? Okay, not the worst, not the worst. I was expecting a little worse. Let's see here, we're just gonna go ahead and EX because this isn't gonna do anything anyway. Then Beatrix is gonna be providing Thunder Enchant via her BT effect, so we're gonna need to make sure that gets on fairly soon. I think we lost her LD debuff, but I don't think that matters in the grand scheme of things. Just because, did we do anything? Oh, we are doing damage. I feel like we weren't doing damage earlier, and now all of a sudden we're doing damage again. Kind of confused with this fight already, but whatever, it's fine. Here we'll just, Blood Weapon. Oh, is that not the frame debuff? I guess it's a skill 1. I figured he's, you know, for off-turn attackers, I think we have a little better these days, but it is what it is for the most part. We can go for... I think I'm just going to BT phase. Just so we could keep everything that we want. Where does her free skill come from? I forget if she gets any. Let's see, reading real quick. I don't see free skill here. Maybe it's off Climb Hazard. You know, honestly, I have no idea. I know Saint's Cloth is, it's got a little bit of a buff. I'm just gonna press buttons because, I'm not gonna lie, having a Beatrix BT phase, you know, that's new to everybody on Global, if you're not playing on the JP server. So let's learn as we go, yeah? Let's learn as we go. Let's just press some buttons. Then we're not gonna be in any position of dying, so it's not like it's a big deal. Beatrix will keep us safe. She'll get a little injured, but it's fine. Here we're just going to shock. I guess we saved the HP attack for the last hit. That way when she comes out of her BT phase, we'll be fine. Or maybe we should just wait until... maybe we should just hold on to that until she gets out of the BT phase. That way we could go change HP attack into FR. And she just retains it. Because I do think her BT effect lasts pretty long. It's like for 10 turns. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You do have to waste a turn applying the buff, but you know, it kind of is what it is for the most part. And I do think her conditions got buffed quite a bit. They're not like the best in the world, especially for on turn. But you know, she's mostly an off turn attacker anyway for the most part. So. Or at least that's how most people are going to use her. She's has a ridiculous amount of mitigation. Even though, like, she looks like she's dying right now. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. Do we even want to use this? I feel like this decreased in summon. I think we're going to hold on to that. I think we're going to hold on to that. Because these guys don't have that much HP anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. No, we had the Dare Defy. I can't believe we had some pretty tough fights the last time around. And this time around, there's 2 6 warrior fights, and the first one was kind of annoying. And I haven't looked too much into the second one, but with the quality of units that we're getting, you know, lately, I feel like it's not going to be that much of an issue. That's why I decided to bring some older units, you know, people tend to overlook. And just see how the red crystal passive works with the delay. Oh god, look at all that bravery. Lamau. Well, it's only 8 turns? I thought it was 10. Look at this, Anthurian's showing his value already. I do need to get Iris's C-Sphere on him. That was a lot of bravery. And not gonna lie, it scared me for a quick second. I was like, holy cow. But luckily, they're already broken. It's already a non-issue. we'll just we'll bully A over here. Because that's what, not lighting, that's what 7 does. Bullies one target and nobody else. Actually, I think this is EX buff that's about to fall off, right? His is fairly short. It's like 4 turns? And I'm not sure why that is. In all honesty, I'm like, why did they do Fury on like that? Only 4 turns. Yeah, whatever. That's like one of his better damaging buttons, so... For who, you know, who am I complaining about? Let's get this safeguard up. And because we have the BT effect up, that will not decrease in the slightest. So we will always be protected. And let's get this FR train moving. Unfortunately, Fury doesn't have his FR yet. And I don't have his BT either. But you know, I think with only 1 BT unit and 1 FR unit on the team, we'll be fine. You know, 7 going to be providing Echo. These guys don't have that much HP. Like for a modern Shinryu fight, it's like 180 million for each. So you know, it's a little low for what we've been doing lately. Like that first fight we did for Defy was like 225 on each. You know. And that one I felt like I had to bring some pretty good damage dealers, particularly in Balthier, to get through it in time. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, we're gonna just break them out of order. And luckily, not only is Beatrix Thunder enchanting, but she light. It's the 3rd time I've done that already. 7 is already has Thunder in her kit, so we're perfectly fine there too. Furian's the only one that took bravery damage, and it was like in the double digits, basically nothing. Find that drain weapon. Yeah, for the most part, you know, now that we've canceled their force time, this fight basically has no mechanics. Like, you see their life bar, there's this one little sliver, and that is basically just their Shinryu auras, which is just stats, and, you know, that's not really a mechanic, unless, like, the defenses get ridiculously high or something. So it's kind of a non-threatening fight, you know, for Shinryu standards. But you know what? I'm not complaining. Defy gets kind of hard. And it's nice to bring, you know, these kind of older, kind of overlooked units to these kinds of fights, just to see, you know, just see how far they could go. Stretch their legs a little bit. Get this blood weapon up. Actually, probably should target B, but it's fine. Not like it's gonna matter in the grand scheme. I don't think I have Fury maxed out on his FR either, so you know, there's also that. We're just gonna save that launch for later. And I don't think this is going to take more than 2 FR time. Should be able to fairly quickly. Oh, I need to fix my sleep schedule this week too. Going back to work, and I have a new schedule for swing shift, and that's going to be a little annoying to get accustomed to, because you know, it's been a little while. It's been a little bit. Oh, and unfortunate that 7's her bondage whip doesn't actually trigger any conditions, because she actually doesn't do like a bravery attack. It's just a gravity based off her attack, so a little annoying, but you know, it is what it is. Then when you have one passive on for Red Crystal, every Red Crystal character gets it, so everyone has the turn delay here, so everyone's a little slow. I did also take off just the regular speed passives as well. Taking double turn, that's what we want to see. 1. Is that bondage whip? I might need to refresh that. Yeah, it's bondage whip. Luckily, her FR attack can do that. So we're perfectly fine in that part. Yeah, for the most part, you know, bringing these older units to Defy, it's kind of cool. Or granted, Beatrix is a house of the unit now, but you know, Furion often overlooked. 7 definitely overlooked. There's so many characters that can do their roles and then some, you know. That's just how it is with this game, though. But it's kind of cool that it's like that too, just because every character gets their chance to shine, you know. Like when they come back around, they're gonna be the most busted units probably. Very rarely does a new unit come out and people are like, man, that unit sucks. Maybe in Ace's case, because you know they didn't see HP damage up. They're like, oh no, it's just one dumpster. But you know what? I'm still gonna build ASAP. I'm still gonna green him. Or, you know, like when his FR comes around in a few days. That's on my to-do list. That's this month. I don't know about Braska though. Wasn't a big fan of his kit in this game. You know, granted, I don't even know what his kit would have looked like in 10 because he's not even there. He's there for a little bit, but that's all we know. You get around to playing 10. It's one of those games that like everybody loves, like, you know, their childhood favorites, and I just never got around to it. Oh, this guy took a lot of turns. I need to refresh that. I need to refresh that. I forget what his debuff is called. Oh, warrior, or it says drain weapon, that's what we're doing. We're hitting him with the big suck. 46%. And already down to 50%, and we still have 6 turns left to go. This fight, very, very little resistance from these enemies. Like, once you cancel their force time, you kind of just go to town and just beat them up. Which is kind of unfortunate because I do think Lightning, who is actually the featured unit for this, does get the pretty good stuff, but, you know, not exactly the best showcase of it in this fight because all they're really doing is trying to HP poison you. And once that's cancelled, they offer basically nothing in terms of, like, mechanics. Then Beatrix, you know, with that change HP buff, not having to worry about HP attacks at all. It's super nice. And Furion making sure we stayed nice and healthy. We kind of just ignored everything this fight throw at us. But that just shows that, you know, they're still used in these old units. Even though 7 doesn't trigger any FR conditions with their off-turn attack. We're still getting some good numbers. And that's all that really matters. Look at this. 800%. Excuse me, I had to burp there. I guess that red crystal passive, I'm not noticing that much, but I might just redo this later on my free time and just see how many turns they will take as opposed to not having that crystal passive. Because we do have the low turn rate going on. And I'm guessing, you know, seeing these 4 turns pop up, that's gotta be due to the passive, right? Look at this damage. Lamau. That's actually unfortunate because we do want to get hit. Because that didn't trigger Beatrix's follow-up attack. And hers gives like 20%, I think. And this worked out perfectly, because this is Furion's highest damage button. 9 million. You know, pretty lackluster these days for a character that would be on turn, but Furion is not an on turn damage dealer, so you know. It's how much his drain weapon does on the off. And I think this fight is basically over. 7 just melted that guy. Holy shit. 30 million? Wow, he's still alive, man. I kind of want him to live, but I don't think that's going to happen. Let's just go ahead and Saint's Cloth, because I think this is a single target. I think that got upgraded to like 6 HP now. Oh, I think the Rose Petal isn't a single target. Yeah, the guy on the left just straight up died. That was 22 million, wow. Off of skill 1, I remember Saint's Cloth was a really shitty attack. There you go, that's the run. Not difficult at all. This is a gimme fight for sure. This is one of those fights where, you know, Dare Defy, usually they throw in some bullshit, but this was a very bring who you want, I think. As long as you could cancel that force time, as long as you could heal back up, no big deal, no big deal. Let's see the next Dare Defy fight. Well, we do have a Spiritus Ifrit that's coming up next. So that should be fun, I am running low on gems. I did have to go to pity this time around. Quick party used. I did take off speed passives for Beatrix and Furion. I don't think I took them off for 7. But there you go, boys. Dare Defy number 2.